Hi, Yaquan Holloway with Holloway Consulting Group. I hope your day is off to an awesome start. I am thinking over this past year. I'm sitting in 2021 right now, and the year is going so fast. And I have a hard time distinguishing between what happened in 2020 and what's going on in 2021 and even 2019, because it's just been an interesting situation as we kind of are a bit sequestered, but now we're back in a sense, not necessarily that we should be, but anyway, it just makes for an interesting blend to the year. And as I think about it, I'm thinking about how do we keep ourselves fresh in the sense of our content, of our industry, of where we intend to thrive. How do we make sure that we know what's going on and that we are up to date with our industry? And not that this time is any different than any other time. I guess I'm just thinking about it a bit more because I don't find myself interfacing as much through some of the normal venues that I had in the past. For example, every year I attended a conference for the most part in order to keep my licensure, my PMP license fresh, and just I enjoy a good conference, whether it's a product or a technology that I'm using that year, whatever, even just women's issues, those types of things. So this past year, I've attended three conferences, two virtual, one more faith-based conference, the other a supplier diversity conference, and then a couple of weekends ago, I was able to speak at a parent teenage daughter conference. So I was a speaker. But how do I keep myself fresh and my content fresh in my industry? And so I was just thinking about that earlier this morning. And I thought, well, one, I read a lot, right? But I'm reading things that are pushed to me from my smartphone because it's smart. So I'm reading what I get from LinkedIn. I'm reading Facebook news. Sorry, but it's captivating. I don't have any other real subscriptions. I do have Entrepreneur magazine. So those venues typically push some interesting content. They're usually more things that are eye-catching headlines, right? I'm getting into the habit, back into the habit of listening to Audible and getting different books that people recommend. Some in my genre, some outside. I mean, genre meaning some in the world of project management and Lean Six Sigma and business coaching, and some just totally separate. So those things are kind of interesting. I read the Obesity Code, listened to the Obesity Code a couple weeks ago. And it even is helpful to listen to things that have nothing to do with your field of study because there are usually some parallels and some different principles that you can pull. And I don't watch as much content, funny enough. YouTube and vlogs, I don't watch a lot. And I kind of want to get into watching a bit more because I think that brings a whole new component into the information that you're learning as far as tone and that type of thing. So that's a venue that I could use to keep myself a bit more fresh. But my favorite way to do it is reading, actually looking at the written word, underlining a couple of things in the book. That's always been my favorite, but I don't make time for it as much as I used to. And so I'm going to challenge myself this week to read snippets of some books outside of reading, in addition to reading scripture, in addition to reading random headlines that capture my attention. Talking to other people is another huge one. And sometimes we get into these circles where we're only speaking to the same people over and over again, our work friends, our home friends, our families, parents, children, spouse, that type of thing. But I've been really enjoying a business networking group that I'm a part of, more for the conversations than just the networking, getting to know people and learning about their industries, just invaluable, very different from mine. So those are a couple ways I'm keeping myself fresh. Working on clients' issues and opportunities. There's nothing better than that. But how do I make sure that when I get those opportunities to work on clients' issues and opportunities, that I'm bringing my A game, that I'm keeping myself fresh? And that's what I'm challenging myself this week to read a bit more cross industry. And I challenge you to do the same. Stay fresh, learn. Even if it's something you already know how to do, why not just read up on it again? Try to see if you can approach it a totally different way than you have in the past. Have an awesome day. As always, if you need to reach out, info@hollowaycg.com. You can reach out on LinkedIn at Holloway Consulting Group or Yaquan Holloway. Drop me a note with this message, comment, whatever. There's millions of ways to get people. Have a great day.